Well, that's it for that kayak trip. And if you're wondering why it ended so abruptly, I lost my backpack in that town. And the SD cards for those videos that I just uploaded that you've watched got lost. And here's what happened. I know this is what happened because I saw it all. And I trust the people that sent me my SD cards back. I spent the night there at that park. And I know I had my backpack on me that night because I recorded a video there at the park. It's the last video on this, the kayaking the Big Sioux. And I got up the next morning, threw everything on the kayak. It had the bike hooked up to it and was pushing out of the park. And right at the exit to the park or entrance, whichever one you're doing, it was kind of like a slope. And there's like pretty coarse gravel. And so it was kind of like jouncy, and the backpack fell off. 4 or 5 minutes later, I make it to the store and I'm looking for my backpack. It's not there. And I realized I either left it at the park, at the island. I thought I remember throwing it in the kayak, or it fell off. So I just left everything there and started running back. It was within sight. I could see it, the park from the gas station. And I was running back and I'm looking along the side of the road. There's no place for it to be hidden. There's no big brush or weeds or anything. It's mowed grass the whole way. And I get about 200 feet from the park entrance and this truck passes me and they start entering the park and they stop right there at the entrance. And the guy gets out of his truck, grabs something, jumps back in his truck and pulls a little bit of the head and just parks in the middle of the road in the park. And I keep running up. I run up next to him. I'm like, hey, I dropped my backpack. You seen it? And the guy puts it in gear and peels off on me. Okay, I get it. There's some kook that looks like a Charles Manson running up to his truck. He didn't want to talk to me. But that's not how people are around there. This is rural Iowa. People aren't scared. He would have rolled, anybody up to, that's not up to no good would roll down the window. Yeah, what's up? No, I haven't seen your backpack. Or, oh yeah, here it is, buddy. One of the two. That's not what he did. He peeled off on me. So I'm like, I continue over to the picnic shelter looking around. Well, maybe I was wrong. And it's not over there. And then on the way back to the store, I'm really looking around. It's gone, man. It's not anywhere. I retraced my steps exactly. It's not convoluted. There's the picnic shelter. There's the exit to the park. There's the road to the gas station. It was gone. Okay, maybe that guy didn't pick it up. Maybe somebody else did. But anyway, I kept thinking, dude, I saw him get out of his truck. What was he getting out to pick up? And why didn't he stop and talk to me when I would come up beside him? Anyway, I'm pretty upset. I'm like head in hand. Oh, God. And the lady that had been talking to me, the manager of the store, is like, hey, is there a problem? Are you okay? I'm like, no, man, I lost my backpack. I swear I saw this guy pull over at the park and pick it up. I ran up to his truck and was like, hey, did you find a backpack? And he peeled off on me. I know he found my backpack and he didn't want to give it back. She's like, what do you look like? I don't really like doing stuff like that, but she's like, I know everybody. I can get your backpack back. Trust me. This is a small town. We know everybody around here. And I described the kid in his truck and said, I know that guy. He's an asshole. He steals in the store all the time. I basically don't let him in the store. But when I see him in here, I tell him to get out. I got this. I'm going to take care of this for you. I'm going to get your backpack back. Well, she called the police, Next thing you know, 30 minutes later, the police are coming up and going, the cops coming up and going, hey, listen, I went and talked to that guy because he knew him. He's notorious. He dealt with him before. And he said he didn't find any backpack and there's really nothing I can do, And at this point, the cop's kind of like looking at me like, okay, this kid's a troublemaker in the local town, but he's a local. And this guy, we don't know who the hell you are. He did. He ID'd me, because there was an issue. But I wasn't reporting anything stolen or going to press charges on anybody. He didn't steal it. He found it. He could have total deniability. I wasn't going to point the finger at him in court or anything. I didn't even call the cops. The lady did for me. I guess I didn't tell her to do that. He's like, I'd really appreciate it if you get out of here. So I did. But basically what happened is 2 years later, here it is. My sister calls me and says, some people called me and said they found a backpack on the side of the road and they want to return it to you. What? And I called them, and it's a woman and her father, and they were on a speakerphone, and the old man is like going, Yeah, I was driving home from work, and in the evening, and I saw a backpack on the side of the road. And told me it was like right there in the town. There's only one road going through there, so it was. So I found it on the side of the road that afternoon. It wasn't there that morning, okay? And, he said he picked it up, put it in the back of his truck, got home, and he said it was soaking wet, and just put it in his garage, and he forgot about it. Okay, he had his own life to live, and it slipped his mind. He's doing his own thing. And then later on down the line, he said, "Oh, Matt, my house is, it's a lot of work to be done, and it's too much for me to do by myself, and had some family over helping me." And then we were in the garage, and his daughter said, "What's up with this backpack?" And he's like, "Oh, that backpack. I found that on the side of the road 2 years ago. Forgot all about it." So, well, let's go through there and find out who it is and see if there's contact information or anything in here. And there was all kinds of addresses and phone numbers in my Bible that I had written down. And they made the phone calls, got hold of my sister, and got hold of me. And they returned it to me, which is very nice. And that's why you're seeing these videos now. Because I've had some people get on and go, "Hey, I thought you said that was stolen." I never said it was stolen. I just described the situation I just described to you now. And they're like, "Well, it doesn't sound like, what you said." I think what happened is it was exactly what I said. And that guy got spooked because the cops came over and questioned him. And he probably had it in his truck still or something, was freaking, thought he was going to get charged with theft, which he wasn't. He didn't steal anything, dude. I lost the backpack. I just wanted to get it back. It's mine. Could you return it? But people aren't like that. They start denying because he lied to the cop. That was the one thing. That's what he was scared of, is he just instantaneously, his bent was to lie. Instead of going, yeah, I did find that backpack. I think he was, I don't know. I know he pulled over and grabbed something, and there was no backpack between where I was. Somebody had already found it, and the old man assured me that he found it when he's going home from work that afternoon, close to the evening. So there's no way I walked by that. There's no way that backpack sat there from the time I dropped it till the time he drove by. I would have found it on the way back to the park to look when I was looking for it. And I saw the guy get out of his truck and grab something and jump in. When I walked up to him and went, "Hey, I lost my backpack," he looked guilty as fuck and peeled off on me. He saw a bunch of cool shit in there and wanted to keep it. That's what it was. He thought maybe there was cash in there. He hadn't gone through it enough. Thought he's going to find drugs or a lot of cash, and he didn't. It was just a bunch of, he probably couldn't get $50 for all that stuff at a pawn shop. And then later on, he just wanted to get rid of it because he thought maybe it was going to continue, but it didn't. I gave up, I'm not going to continue, Even if I could absolutely positively prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he had my backpack, I'm not, even if he outright stole it from me, I'm not going to call the cops and report him. I'm not going to do that. I wasn't one to call the cops. It was the lady at the store. But that's what happened, and I know it. And so I got my videos back, and that's why you're viewing this Big Sioux kayak trip now. They were lost videos. There's some more videos in there of the bike trip from Chicago to Sioux Falls. That's in there too. I'm about to upload that too. It's hard work. It takes an hour to upload 10 videos. So 100 videos, that's 10 hours of work. Okay. And so for those of you that aren't familiar with my videos that are seeing these for the first time and wondering what happened after that, go to my playlist, because the video section is just too cumbersome. There's 2,000, they're all there. There's 2,700 of them though. But I have playlists, and all those very same videos are assembled in order of adventures. Like, here's a bike trip from here to here. Here's a kayak trip from here to here. Here's a train trip from here to here. Here's me doing this there. Here's I am in New York or Chicago, whatever. And they're in playlists, and those playlists run like movies. You click on a playlist, and push play, and it'll play all the videos one right after another without stopping, just like a movie. For some of them are only like 30 minutes long, some of them are an hour, some of them are 2 hours. But it's a movie, and that's how they're meant to be viewed. So if you want to continue watching, those of you that haven't, if you want to continue watching the kayak trip that you just started now, the next part of it's called Bike Jeff's Epic Kayak Adventure First Missouri Leg. And then there's the second Missouri leg. Then there's the Mississippi leg. Because I eventually went from where you saw me starting there in Sioux Falls, I went all the way to New Madrid, Missouri. The kayak's still there too. If the Lord spares me and I have the money to do it, I'm going to go back before that storage space is the rental and the storage spaces do, and I'm going to continue that kayak trip to the Gulf. It's another 850 miles. Because I'm sick right now. I feel okay, but I have stage 4 lung cancer. So there's no guarantee I'll even be alive in the next few months. Then again, I might be alive 10 years from now. Who knows? Miracles happen, and, different people react differently to different things, Some people die real quick when they have cancer, and some people live forever. I'm hoping I'm one of those. But, yeah, that's all. I just felt I had to explain myself because people were getting on the comment section going, what's up? You said that you lost those videos from the... I did. And here's the story, as best I can tell it. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing okay, and I'm doing okay, and having a nice day, and I hope you do too.